Hello, and this one. Okay, yeah, that thumb. You get the idea. But hello and welcome, everybody, to tonight's fantastic, lovely, stupendous, even more scary, stomping and stampeding dinosaur action. The title is 100% true. That's not clickbait whatsoever. That art, as you're going to see, that is from Rampaging Brontodon. It's another Brontodon. Thrashing Brontodon, Rampaging Raptor, Raging Regisaur. It gets a little bit confusing, unfortunately. Carnage Tyrant, Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, Trumpeting Carnosaur, Carnage Carnosaur. I know that's not a card yet, but it certainly could be. My oh my. Oh, devastating amounts of damage. The question is Rampaging Brontodon necessary? Some of you guys might have even forgot about this card, so I think it's pretty important just to talk about it a little bit. And of course I can make a ton of mana. The 7 required for Rampaging. I was actually thinking of making a separate video just for it. I might do that as well. But for 7, we know I can make 7 with Stampede Dinos here. List, as always, is in the description. Tyrranax Rex, easy. Sometimes I'm able to make 7 on turn 4 with 2 Sunken Citadels, Forest, Castle Garenbrig. Lovely stuff. So, not a problem. It's a 7/7 Trample for 7. That's pretty good. Good body. But whenever it attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each land we control. So it's big in the moment that it really only matters. If it's attacking, it's tapped and it couldn't block anyways, which it's sitting at its regular 7/7. So kind of effectively, if you're always attacking, if you're always being
ruthless aggression.
It certainly is ruthless with this guy. But if you're always doing it, you could consider it as big as the number of lands, plus its base power and toughness. You have 5, usually I would imagine I have 5, and I'm able to make 7 with the Sunken and the Castle Garenbrig. So right there, it's 7 for a 12/12. Sure, maybe it doesn't get haste the turn it enters. It's a 7/7 Trample, but it would be able to block and trade with most creatures, I would imagine. But for the most part, Xenagos could double Rampaging Brontodon. However, this is at the beginning of combat. This is before we get to choose attackers, I'm pretty much certain. So it is a little bit unfortunate. It's not target attacking creature. I wish it would be powered up. It gets to a 12/12. Xenagos doubles that to 24/24. Wow. Ghalta Stampede Tyrant last night was a 48/48. That was absolutely insane. But Zopandrel, that's going to be good. Just making bigger stuff. However, this becomes 14 plus 5 or 6 or 7. If the game has gone on long, this thing just gets better and better and better. If I want to top deck something, and certainly usually I do, it's either Tyrranax Rex or Carnage Tyrant, lovely big things, but I want just something else. Something else that's really big, that is a dino, that has trample, and fortunately for me, as things have gone on, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Sometimes I'm flooded. Well, now I have something that doesn't feel so bad if I am. Maybe I have 10 lands. That's certainly a very real possibility. But let's pretend it's 7, 14/14. Lovely stuff. But again, for the most part, it's going to be as big as a Ghalta. My oh my. And often, it's going to get haste. Xenagos is going to give it haste. Regisaur, Palani's Hatcher. However, you're wondering, what did I cut to make space for those 4 Rampaging Brontodon? 2 Thrashing Brontodon. I guess Rampaging is the better Brontodon. 2 Thrashing out of there. 1 Sylvan Scrying and the Skullspore Nexus. I would imagine I could keep in the Skullspore Nexus. That would be a pretty fantastic one of. It'd be very reasonable just to trim one Rampaging. Well, pretty good. But I want to try all 4 copies because sometimes Skullspore Nexus might be a little, well, not the best. If I see a Skullspore, I could know and picture that it would have been a Rampaging Brontodon. I feel I might just want the body just to play it. But I am trying one less Sylvan Scrying, so it's 1 less Sylvan, 2 Thrashing Brontodon, 1 Skullspore Nexus. I think that's pretty reasonable, and I have wanted to try 1 less Sylvan Scrying for a bit now. I still think that's going to be completely reasonably consistent, and having 1 Sylvan instead of Rampaging, that could be pretty nice. Oftentimes I don't need Sylvan. Sometimes I don't need it at all because I get a Sunken in a castle to start. I'm able to play Blossoming Tortoise. Commune with Dinosaurs gets me my 3rd land, and maybe Nurturing Bristleback gets me my 4th land. Then I just play the Tortoise and I have boatloads of mana, and every Sylvan Scrying afterwards is not too good. Or the opponent just thought seizes away Sylvan Scrying, unfortunately. No, that's not fun. Not fun at all, but it's going to be fun to smash the opponent even more. Imagine, picture this. Ghalta Stampede Tyrant puts a bunch of creatures on the battlefield as it does. It could have put on Thrashing Brontodon, 1 or 2, as I was using last night, but now, if it puts on Rampaging Brontodon instead, well, that's certainly a lot better than Thrashing Brontodon. I mean, this is going to get confusing. Too many Brontodons. But yeah, that's better than Thrashing. Lovely. Bash the opponent if they don't have removal right away, and I don't have haste for it. Oh, well, we're going to smoke them. The more lands, the better. Blossoming Tortoise, sometimes I'm completely flooded. I draw land, I play it, Blossoming attacks, it gets a land from the graveyard, and wow. Now we're going to make something big, massive, doubled, quadrupled, possibly. Crazy. I just wish you could double him at different times after he's gotten the bonus, but that's all right. It's something big without doubling. I love it. Love it. Of course, it could get killed, but hey, that's all right. I'd rather have something big and massive to decimate the opponent, and I'm not using Archdruid's Charm yet. One of these days I will, but I still want to continue to put Blossoming Tortoise through its paces. Tons and tons of games. Maybe it does come down to preference a little bit. Do you use Blossoming Tortoise or Archdruid's Charm, one or the other? Do you use Archdruid's Charm in... Oh, hold on a second. Archdruid's Charm instead of Sylvan Scrying. With Blossoming, Archdruid's plus Sylvan Scrying, just to consistently see the lands ramp, that sort of thing. Because there is a specific package, as many of us know. It's very important to assemble the pieces to get all that mana going. Sideboard wise, Blast Zone. That's what I'm getting at. Blossoming Tortoise, Blast Zone, that is a match made in heaven. And Blast Zone is the thing to get rid of lots of things and lots of decks that... Oh, I clicked it again. I do that before. But get rid of lots of things that cause me pain. Lots of pain. What could Blast Zone potentially help against? Creatures with a mana value of 1 or 2, something pretty aggressive. Sunken Citadel can help to pop Blast Zone or put charge counters on it. Blossoming Tortoise reduces the activation of Blast Zone, and it reduces the cost of putting a charge counter on it. All kinds of synergy all around. Lovely. When we sacrifice it, Blossoming Tortoise gets Blast Zone back. Well, that's pretty fantastic. Angels. I don't have anything that stops life gain. This could hurt Angels if we get it to 3 charge counters. Smoke a lot of those that are in the air. Very devastating. Merfolk. Boom. Done. Vodalian Hexcatcher. Well, you can't counter Blast Zone because it is a land. Good luck. Good luck indeed. Amalia Explorer. Smoke them. As long as Amalia doesn't have indestructible or something. But Angels, Amalia, sometimes they have Skyclave Apparition. My Giant Cinderma or my Rampaging Brontodon, either it goes down to their removal or Skyclave Apparition just exiles it. It's not fun. So I get to use Blast Zone, a resilient way to get the job done. Blossoming Tortoise gets it back, or I just see another copy, I activate it, I crank it with more charge counters, I pop it. Better and better and better. Yeah. It'll kind of be like the sweeper, but I won't be taking outlands when I bring it in. I'm gonna still consider it. It's a thing that takes out multiple bodies. Yeah. I won't factor it into the total land count because chances are I am going to be sacrificing it. So yeah, it's not like I would trim a couple forests in a commercial district for Blast Zone. No, it's just going to come in, be additional, and I'll pretend it's not a land because, well, it might not always stick around, unfortunately. Yeah, alright, I say we jump into it. Whew, this is going to be good. I bet I'm pretty certain we're going to get Rampaging Brontodon out. I almost said Rampaging Brontodon, or man, tongue twisters. Rampaging Rager. I bet eventually we're going to get somebody that's a Rampaging Rager. Sumu, number 30. Ooh, I have been facing a lot of mythic people today. That feels like a famous person? Huh. Well, Sunken Citadel. There you go. We're looking good right now. We have enough mana. Could be Boros Convoke, Boros... okay, another... Boros Convoke it is, unfortunately, with the Resolute reinforcements. Hopefully they don't crank too many. Gleeful Demolition, maybe off of that clue token. Boros Convoke is not a very fun matchup for me. I would imagine I'm going down to this. It is a pretty aggressive deck, and there's just nothing I can really do, sadly. I don't need another Sunken Citadel, that's for sure. My oh my. I'll certainly keep Nurturing Bristleback. We'll be able to make 7 next turn, but chances are it could be too little too late. A new case. I haven't seen this case yet. Choose target creature you don't control. Okay, pretty good removal if I had a creature out. Creatures in, okay, that is pretty painful. That is very nice for Boros Convoke. That will probably do the trick, I would imagine. Yeah, we're not living through that. Not at all. Nuts. Darn. Not a whole lot I could do, but I could try out Blast Zone. The tokens, they do have a mana value of 0. Sadly, Blast Zone entering with a charge counter. The tokens dodge it, unless I could completely remove charge counters from Blast Zone. There is a few potential ways, but it would be jumping through hoops. Too many hoops. If I had the choice to have it enter with a charge counter or not, I think that would be pretty fantastic. Maybe it would probably be too good, come to think of it. Yeah, we'll just we'll bring in Blast Zone, Rampaging Brontodon. We'll trim Tyrranax Rex. They don't have too much targeted stuff. They basically just barf all their little creatures, power them up, and well, it's a type of deck I am certainly pretty weak against. I could become better at it, but I wouldn't have Blast Zone probably. That's probably the thing I would switch out. Yeah, we'll see. But I do love Commercial District, which I forgot to mention. I have been enjoying thoroughly having 2 copies. I might go up to 3 even, because something else that's the forest, it can be grabbed with Nurturing Bristleback here. Kind of tempted to keep it. No. I'll go with the other Commercial District. I'm pretty certain we're going to be getting to the 5th land. Hopefully, Castle Garenbrig. And maybe Nurturing Bristleback, the thing that's underneath it is a castle. At the very least, I am a little bit closer to getting there. Commune with Dinosaurs certainly has the possibility of grabbing me it. I can't play anything in my hand at the moment with 4 mana, so I might as well leave Commune with Dinosaurs on the top. It might be too little too late, but sometimes Boros Convoke has been just a touch too slow. They haven't gotten their super stupendous turn. Castle Garenbrig. That's not Castle Garenbrig. What's going on here? Huh. At least I'll be able to play a creature next turn. We'll see how it goes. Where's Blast Zone when you need it too? Could have been pretty nice. Popping it right away. We would have taken out Warden of the Inner Sky plus Thrabin Inspector. That would have bought us a little bit of time, I would imagine. They may not have been able to convoke and get that Knight Errant of Eos out. That's not great. We're not winning that one. That's for sure. Yes. Good old Boros Convoke. Better with that case of whatever that case was. But yeah. Each creature they control deals 1 damage to target creature an opponent controls. That's pretty good. It costs 1 and a white, and they certainly have a lot of creatures. So if they had 6 or 7, let's pretend they had 6, they could take out a lot of stuff. Ooh. And then the case gets solved because they have so many creatures and all their creatures get +1/+0 because enough creatures are attacking. Man, that seems absolutely perfect. That was the first time I have seen that particular case to use in Boros Convoke. I haven't seen it too much just because, well, it seems a little bit less common. Not much you can do sometimes. I could have Brotherhood's End, that would be pretty good. But this hand is pretty darn good. I eventually get enough for Blossoming Tortoise. I will have 4. Boom. Grab Castle Garenbrig, hopefully. Put Ghalta Stampede Tyrant out, plus Rampaging, maybe Regisaur Alpha or Palani's Hatcher, I hope. No Thoughtseize, don't do it. Hopefully it's Azorius Control, but okay, well, darn. Oof. Oh, it might just be some sort of aristocrats sacrificing little creatures to do something beneficial. I could see that being a very real possibility. I've just been waiting years to play Rampaging Brontodon. I'm going to be playing it a little bit tonight. That would be a little bit funny if I just never got the chance. We'll wait and see. If I don't draw another land next turn, I'll go with Nurturing Bristleback. I'll go with Nurturing Bristleback first, get that commercial district, play it, see what's on top, hope that it is a Castle Garenbrig. But the commercial district, if it does see a land, at the very least I can put that land in the graveyard to set up for Blossoming Tortoise so that I know I guaranteed I have something it's going to grab. That's very important. If it doesn't put a castle in the graveyard, I have surveilled and I've got closer potentially to a castle. When Blossoming Tortoise mills 3, there's a lot to consider. Oh, I love it. I think so. I think it's a perfect thing. If you imagine Rampaging Brontodon, it could have been a Thrashing, it could have been 1 Sylvan Scrying or 1 Skullspore Nexus. So all 4, yeah, we'll do it. We'll get them. I hope. I like the looks of this. I kind of want Zopandrel. But I already have Regisaur Alpha. Maybe. You know what? We're going to go big. We're going to go really big and we're going to send the opponent home. Yeah. It is lovely. As I search, and I've pretty much searched every big creature, when I see it, I can confidently know I could just add it in, make enough mana. If it is mono green, maybe something that is red, but I try to keep it mono green as Rampaging Brontodon is. It's going to pack a punch. Oh, Shieldred, that's pretty good. We should be safe, I would imagine. But cross your fingers that the tortoise gets Castle Garenbrig. You can do it. Oh, we got it. Okay. Don't play Doom Foretold. Don't kill it. They're gonna kill it. If they don't, they die. Don't do it. Gotta be dead. 100%. We're gonna kill it. Even if they don't, I still make enough. Huh. Don't go Thoughtseize. Sunken Citadel, Castle, Commercial. Yeah. Okay, we're looking good. With that Cavern of Souls, I play Ghalta, and they're decimated. Oh.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
Deal 4 damage to Blossoming Tortoise, why don't you? Oh. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now you die, bud. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is what it's all about. Good game. See you later. Wow. Oh, baby. Oh, that's eyes. Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. Doesn't matter what creatures they play. I will kill them. I know I will kill them. Surprise. Man. Maybe I don't need... Nah. I'm going to keep in Zopandrel. Overkill is the best kill. Oh, people are like, oh, don't overkill. Just... You shouldn't be doing things like this. Oh, yeah. No. Those are the kind of people that... Well, they want you to almost get the job done. You attack with just enough lethal. You grind it out. You're dealing 5 or 6 a turn. Ooh, that's pretty good. Or you just absolutely smoke the opponent. Smoke any opponent. Any amount of creatures they have, I would imagine any amount of creatures they have, they're going to die. There you go. Rampaging Brontodon. That would have been probably... Thrashing Brontodon, which would have been, it would have been a 6/8, not Trample. Would you rather have a 20/20 Trample or a 6/8 not Trample? I think the answer is pretty clear. Or it could have been that Sylvan Scrying. Sometimes when I make changes, I know specifically what the card could have been, but because I don't know exactly which Rampaging could have been which, we'll never know for sure, but we know whatever it wasn't going to be that good. However, Enchantments, it's going to be Doom Foretold, 100%. It's got to be something like that. And I don't like Demonic Pact. They do have a lot of enchantments, enough, I think, that I want to bring in back to nature. Do I need Rampaging? We'll trim 3. Certainly is nice. Pretty easy to remove. Definitely. And possibly I could just trim Ghalta Primal Hunger instead, keeping a few more Rampaging Brontodon, just because I could be playing Rampaging Brontodon easier than Ghalta, and Rampaging could be likely as powerful as Ghalta. If I have no creatures out, no power, I would be playing Ghalta Primal Hunger for 12. That's pretty hard to do. Or Rampaging for 7. And that opponent is, oh, they're salty and mad. Okay. Oops, sorry. Well, I don't need Sylvan Scrying. I literally don't need it anymore. Good. Good. Yeah, I like Tyrranax Rex. Wreck 'em. Wreck 'em good. Probably play Xenagos after Blossoming Tortoise. We'll see. We're gonna get him. I'm surprised I haven't seen Thoughtseize though, I must admit. Huh. I'm just happy I sent that Sylvan Scrying to the bottom. Oh, deadly. I don't know, I imagine they could make me sacrifice Xenagos or just have something that exiles it. I don't know that it's going to stick around. That's going to be painful. Another Demonic Pact. Hopefully I get back to nature. If I do next turn, I'm going to be playing it 100%. You know what? Let's go with Xenagos. I like that. Hope they have nothing to... Okay, yeah, discard 4 cards. Painful. Oh, discard 2 cards. I get it. I would imagine they have Thoughtseize or something. But I can play any creature I draw. I know, that is a pretty legitimate, that's about the most fair, unfair way, and uncommon way to lose. It's nothing fancy, pretty legit. Also, Tyrranax Rex is pretty legit, I hope. I like doubling that. Kinda wish I had kept Rampaging Brontodon, seeing that they have spent some mana, but no. That'll be okay. I figured they could have easily some removal for Rampaging, so I might as well just play it safe and go with Tyrranax Rex there. But where is that back to nature? 3 copies. 1, chances are it's coming up sometime soon. Okay, yeah, you don't have enough to pay the ward cost the second time. Oops. What you gonna do? Die? Or they make me sacrifice it with Liliana of the Vale or Shieldred's Edict. Okay. Alright. Fortunately, that was some good redemption after the painful Boros Convoke. And sometimes that deck in particular is very, very painful. I am glad I dodged Doom Foretold. If I have one creature, I'm forced to sacrifice it. If I only had Xenagos, I would be forced to sacrifice that. At the beginning of your upkeep, you have to sacrifice a non-land, non-token permanent. If you don't, or if you can't, the person who controls Doom Foretold sacrifices it. They gain life, make a knight, something like that. But naturally, this deck has stuff they want to sacrifice, so it works out perfectly. Phew. Phew. Yes. Oh, beautiful. But we did dodge a lot of their sacrificing enchantments potential. Trial of Ambition, I believe it is. 1 in a black. When it enters, target opponent sacrifices a creature. Oftentimes it is just Carnage Tyrant. The opponent has taken out Blossoming Tortoise, unfortunately. But then I'm only playing one thing next turn. Yeah, not so good. But Shibuya. I feel like I've faced Shibuya before, but Booyah. There we go, because I'm starting out with a Sunken in a Castle. We're looking at 7 mana, 8. We're looking at enough. Boom. That's beautiful. Lots of beauty going around tonight. Man, that is satisfying. Ugh, mono red. Well, at least we did go first. You gotta look at the positive side of things. We'll certainly use we'll use Nurturing Bristleback, actually. Yeah. Guess I could have used Sylvan to grab Commercial District. Either way, we'll do that. I need a forest for Castle Garenbrig to eventually enter untapped, so Commercial District is probably the best thing. At the very least, I will be able to play Carnage Tyrant next turn, and hopefully that's going to buy me enough time. Might as well use Sylvan Scrying while we can. Yeah, forest. Just in case. I may need that land to enter untapped. I was thinking another Commercial District, but we'll see. I could be in a sticky situation. Now, I must say, Commercial District has been an all-star, not just tonight, but overall, multiple copies. But nice to see it happen multiple times where I didn't absolutely need the Sylvan Scrying 100%. That was completely unnecessary at this point. Oh, I almost did that wrong. I almost didn't play Castle Garenbrig. Okay, maybe we're safe. Hopefully. Play Palani's Hatcher, have a bunch of blockers. We'll see. I'm going to try and take out the electrostatic infantry, if at all possible. That is the scariest creature that they have. At the very least, they can't target Carnage Tyrant. Oh my goodness. They're possibly dead. Got to make sure I leave a source of red up, either Cavern or that Commercial District. Going to be playing Palani's Hatcher, plus Ghalta Primal Hunger. Palani's instead of Regisaur, because multiple bodies is the way to go. Total of 7 mana. Boom. There you go. Dead. Dead enough? 12? 19? 21? Yeah. Ruthless aggression. That's what we got to be doing, I think. Well, we'll find out. I hope. We're still okay, maybe. Okay, we got him. Booyah! We beat Shabuya. Phew. We got fortunate with the little bit of stumbling with the lands, but mono red aggro and whatnot, they can make magic happen. They can make very good stuff happen with only a few. Sometimes they only need 3, but it's still very scary with what they potentially could have done there. Ugh. Looks like my son was just giggling in his sleep. That's pretty good. Sometimes my wife records on the monitor. We get some very candid moments. However, Blast Zone is going to be a blast against this opponent. Keep blossoming. It does have the enter the battlefield effect, so even if they have removal on it, we've got some benefit. Rampaging Brontodon, get that out of there. Although chances are the case could be made to keep rampaging in if I'm bringing Blast Zone in, because I have upped the number of lands now. So more lands, more power on this. Not that it makes a big difference. It makes a little bit of a difference. It's a small case for having rampaging. It's going to be big either way. Usually. Big enough. But so many creatures with Trample, that's what I'm getting at. All their dinky little things. Chump blockers. Well, there's no such thing as chump blockers for the opponent, because we'll just blast right through them. Hopefully. That is a fantastic hand. Well, against any other deck, I would feel very good. Certainly I am keeping it. it's basically perfect. You see a sunken in a castle and a couple mixtures of stuff that gets you a land or digs for a land. There you go. Just keep it. It's going to work out, chances are. But not against mono red if they go first. Well, we'll see. Maybe they stumble. You never know. Dealing damage for that light up the stage. Yeah. Fortunately, they didn't have any spell that deals 1 or whatchamacallit. That's why you use Commune with Dinosaurs first. Okay. And I don't even need Blossoming Tortoise, which is, well, it's a pretty nice thing. But it brings me back to the point of, am I getting there often enough? Is Blossoming Tortoise as necessary as I thought? Maybe not. Man, this is deadly. And these lands, none of them are blast zones, so still, it is how it would have happened if I had brought in blast zone or not. A sunken in a castle. Wow, this is insane. Oh, okay, dead, done. Well, we're not winning this one, that's for sure. Blast zone would have actually helped us out quite a bit. We would have got the job done. Popping it, taking out the Soul Scar Mage, the Monastery Swift Spear, and Kumano faces Kakazan. All those things, they're dead. Doesn't matter how big they are. So it's very good, actually, really, against this kind of a deck, specifically. Yeah. Okay. Now we're done. Okay, we're done. All right, I know to mulligan for Blast Zone. Would have been nice to see it. A very reasonable starting hand if they stumbled. Kind of low chance of winning, I would imagine. But hey, Blast Zone does the trick. Activate it easier with Sunken Citadel, and we may need to activate it as soon as possible, I would imagine. That's a keeper. Sunken, like I said. I have 2 mana, Sylvan Scrying to grab Blast Zone. Pop it easy. We'll do it. Oh boy. Oh, phew. It wasn't Monastery Swift Spear. Hopefully that's not next turn, but hey, at the very least, we're digging for the thing that's going to absolutely decimate them. And having another Sylvan Scrying. I know I'm going to get that Castle Garenbrig. We're going to be looking good. Kind of. Cemetery Gatekeeper is not a pretty sight. Sylvan Scrying does have to grab Castle Garenbrig to set up for next turn. Set up for Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. Hopefully. Alright. They haven't gone the fastest. They possibly could, I think. So maybe we'll get the job done. Should I have played the Blast Zone to save it, maybe pop it? Hard to say. Well, at the very least, it's now or never. Hopefully I don't mail Regisaur Alpha or something like that. Nate, how's it going? Hopefully all is well with you, and yeah, I'll get another Sunken. I'll make sure I can play Ghalta. Not that I was afraid I couldn't, but that does tend to do the trick. Oh boy, here goes nothing. Crash through his... Oh, that's going to be close. We're not dead. I just have to block the 4/5. Okay. Oh, we are dead because Trample 5. Oh yeah, it's Monastery Swiss beer with tramples. If only it didn't have trample, I would have been at 1. I could have played Ghalta, Stampede Tyrant. Maybe everybody would have had haste and I would have killed him. Man, that would have been a stunner. Darn. Still, it was reasonably close. A reasonable reason? Yeah. A reasonable case for Blast Zone against that deck. That's what I'm getting at. Vein Ripper. Huh. That's some freaky art. Flying ward, sacrifice a creature. Huh. Whenever a creature dies, target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. That feels kind of scary for a deck that just regularly sacrifices stuff, and it is very expensive. I imagine that's why I haven't seen it yet. Or maybe that nobody plays it, but if that lands, that's going to do a lot of people in. Yikes. Whew. I'm glad I don't face that. It's like 2 Mayhem Devils in 1. Yeah. I mean, Mayhem Devil costs 3, so 3 times 2 is 6, and that thing costs 6, and man, painful. Oh, absolutely. That's going to do the trick. I would imagine it will become a sort of auto-include with specific EDH decks. Not that I know too much about that format. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Instant. Oh, I love it when I see a hand that you don't even have to think about. I've got a Sunken and a Sylvan. I'm grabbing Castle. I'm going to be making more than enough mana right away. 18 lands does it again. Ooh, this is good. You better have that Thoughtseize primed and ready, bud. Maybe it's finally Azorius Control, I hope. Well, it's not Azorius Control, but they had that Blood Crypt enter tapped, and that might be their doom. And we got a Carnage. A Carnage Tyrant is the icing on the cake. Able to play that on turn 4? Maybe. Hopefully. Hopefully they just go with a Blood Tithe Harvester or something. Misery Shadow. I'm not feeling the misery. However, we're not playing Cavern or Castle. Dig for another Sunken. Always dig for another... Well, it's not another Sunken, but I do like Regisaur Alpha. You know what? Commercial District. It should be a land just to play it safe. I think I'm okay putting the forest to the bottom. I'll make 6 next turn, 7 the turn after that. I'm able to at least play my Tyrranax Rexes. And there could be a very real possibility I draw another land, play Blossoming Tortoise, something like that. Good. Just a fable. They could make me sacrifice Carnage Tyrant, or I just play Blossoming Tortoise and then play Ghalta's Stampede Tyrant next turn. You know what, let's do that. That seems like a pretty devastating thing. Blossoming Tortoise, it gets me ahead. Oh. It gets me ahead, and it entices them to take it out. They spend mana dealing with the Blossoming Tortoise, and if they do that, it means they wouldn't have removal on Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. Yeah. Watch out.
Yes.
All right. Play Sheoldred or something. Don't go Thoughtseize. Don't do it. That's okay. No Thoughtseize. Sink some mana into Misery Shadow, why don't you? Oh boy. Oh man. maybe they do have Thoughtseize. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Well, good game. I feel pretty confident saying it here, because even if they take out Palani's Hatcher, I still hit them for 16. This is what it's all about. 18 lands again. Yeah, even if they have removal for Palani's Hatcher, I'm not worried. We should be good. Kill it. Let's go. Watch out. What you gonna do? And that's why you have as much stuff as can give haste. 4 Palanis, 4 Regisaur, sprinkle in a little bit more, because that scenario happens all too often. Man. A great one, Victor. How's it going? Hopefully all is well with you. They probably thought it was a good game because they thought they were going to beat me. It's always nice when that happens. They take out my only creature. I haven't played any. Oh, darn. And they're feeling good. Misery Shadow is going to finish me off. Ah, shucks. They're in a very commanding position, and then they die in one turn. But they would have. It was decided on that turn. That's how you do it. Whew. Still, I'm a little bit surprised. Not super surprised that 18 continues to work again and again and again. It's not just a flash in the pan, worked for a few matches, but overall extending and extrapolating many matches. You might learn that something doesn't work, but yeah. Absolutely, I love it. We sent Misery's Shadow back towards them. Phew. Extra misery. What do I want to press for that?
Don't push it. Don't push it. I'll give you a war you won't believe.
Yeah, don't push it. And I guess when he says don't push it, don't fatal push it. Which, well, they won't be fatal pushing much because there is no early creatures to kill, really. Do I like Blast Zone? Kinda. A bit. Yeah, let's trim Rampaging. Blast Zone coming in. We crank it to 2 or 3. If we get it to 3, we take out Graveyard Trespasser, Fable, Bone Crusher Giant. If we get it to 2, take out Blood Tithe Harvester, I guess, or Misery Shadow. We take out Misery Shadow no matter how big it is. Doesn't matter. So I think it could be quite nice indeed. This hand, oh, darn. I've never made one land hands work before. It is a little bit scary. I'm going to take the risk, though, even though Thoughtseize would likely get rid of Commune or Sylvan. I like being risky sometimes. Phew. Good stuff. Okay, hopefully they still don't Thoughtseize next turn. Oh, it's got to be sunken. We're setting up. I was kind of tempted to grab that Blast Zone, but no, not doing that. It's a little bit slow. We're looking good still. Maybe. At the very least, I will see my third land, guaranteed. Well, as long as they don't go 2 Thoughtseizes. Good. I'll get rid of one of my Palani's Hatchers. Nurturing Bristleback absolutely has to stay. Could be nice. Yeah. Let me think. Yeah, Nurturing Bristleback. Gotta be that. Commercial District. Hope and see that a 4th land is on top. There we go. Set up. Blossoming Tortoise. Or even if I didn't see it, I would still go Sylvan to grab Castle and we'd be off to the races. You know what? I'm just gonna get rid of Sylvan. Yeah. Certainly it would lock in Castle Garenbrig, but I'm hoping that Blossoming Tortoise mills Castle or a land. Well, it doesn't do that, but it does get a Blast Zone, so might as well. That's pretty good. I still get to go Palani's Hatcher next turn, or crank the Blast Zones now to take out, well, probably crank it to 3. Take out Liliana and Fable. That's going to be pretty darn important. Pop the Blast Zone, then attack with Blossoming to get the Blast Zone back. That is a blast. I wish I was tracking how many games, how often I got enough lands with 18. It's got to be, it's absolutely the majority. If it wasn't, I probably would have changed things by now. That's for sure. Far more often than not. It is a little bit worrisome. At the very least, Palani's Hatcher, maybe it's going to make a 3-3. I'm going to send it towards Liliana of the Veil, I hope. And we don't have to worry about its -6 potential. I always hate when she does that. Gotta be Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. We don't have Castle Garenbrig. We're hoping they don't have a fatal push. Cross your fingers, cross your fingers. They haven't waited a bit. Okay, nothing paused right there. Phew. We dodged a bullet. They were about to ultimate with Liliana. Man. Phew. Hopefully they go minus. Maybe they'll go -2. I'll sacrifice the egg for sure. That's definitely happening. They need one more thing in the graveyard to escape Croaks. They have a total of 5, including that, so we're safe. We don't have to worry about that potentially coming out of the graveyard there. Well, we do when they go +1. Okay. Get rid of Carnage Tyrant. I want to go wide. I want lots of haste. I already have 2, so I think that feels a little bit better. 2 Palanis, swarm the battlefield. Extra nice. Good stuff. Well, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but hey. And I couldn't have even played Carnage Tyrant anyways, so those guys have to go. However, I kind of like Palani's Hatcher, come to think of it. Do I want to send everything towards the opponent? I think so. Let's do it. Ruthless Aggression. I'm feeling pretty good at the moment. Yeah. They don't have too many lands. At the very least, they might have to attack with the Goblin next turn. Maybe we get to take out the Goblin or Reflection with... I'm perfectly fine if that happens. I still have the egg to block Croxa if they attack next turn. Oh, I take out a Reflection and the Goblin. That's good. You're fine by me. Lovely. I have a card to discard, Blossoming Tortoise, which might be kind of nice. Get some more lands, reduce the cost of one of the 2 Blast Zones, or both of them. If I wanted to put 1 charge counter on Blast Zone, it's XX. You have to pay 2 mana per charge counter, but that's reduced by 1. So I could have put a charge counter on both, or well, I might have done that, yeah. Good. Pretty good. Hopefully it's not, well, it's sunken. It's okay. Yeah, we got to get one charge counter on this. And I guess another charge counter on the other blast zone. Oh. Definitely, Liliana has to go. We have somebody to block Kroxa, but I might not. Because I'm going to pop Blast Zone, which is going to take Kroxa out. It has a mana value of 2. Keep that in mind for sure. Yeah, let's take 6. Might as well keep a body around. Ugh. That's not so good. Ooh, that's not so good. Flooded. I'm able to make 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 mana. Well, we're not dead. I mean, Blast Zone has to be popped 100%. At least they don't have that thing. We're putting 2 charge counters on this. You know, a couple tokens, buy myself some time, block Shieldred a couple turns. Maybe I can just barely live. If I get Blast Zone to 4, pop it, take her out. They have to be aggressive, 100%. They're going to be attacking with it. Although I could double block to take out Shieldred with those 2 tokens. We're doing that. Good, good. I think that's better. I can pop Blast Zone now to take out Fable, and I don't have to worry too much. I can play Blossoming Tortoise and still have enough to pop it, which is extra good. Yeah, now that's Now the question becomes, do I want to... Where's the thinking Dino? Do I want to pop it now before they put the second lore counter on, sculpting their hand? They only have 1 card to possibly discard, but I think I'll leave it like that. Interesting. They still can't escape Kroxa, so we're feeling pretty good. If they have removal for Blossoming Tortoise, I'll just respond with Blast Zone. If Blossoming Tortoise was dead, I wouldn't be able to activate it. Usually it costs 3, but now it costs 2. Sunken makes the 2 mana needed for the reduced cost of Blast Zone to pop. Yeah. Do it. Do it. Boom. Extra efficient. Perfect. We're at 5 and they can escape Kroxa, so we're basically dead. We tried to make something happen and... Oh. Interesting. Well, that's pretty good because I'm tapping 3 lands for Carnage Tyrant and I still have enough to put 1 charge counter on Blast Zone to get it to 2 to take out an eventual Kroxa. Or they have it for Shieldred's Edict. Ooh. Or they just escape Kroxa and we die. Okay, that is good. That is good. Well, we tried to make something happen, but it did not happen. The pesky Kroxa. Good stuff. Alright. Well, definitely keeping in the Blast on that. That feels very nice. Although, let's think. Would I have liked Rampaging Brontodon instead of the Blast Zone? We know pretty much every Blast Zone would have been that. Every Blast Zone would have been. Well, I had an overload of mana. Blast Zone took out a few things, but would I have liked a big body? Would it have made the difference more than Blast Zone? Maybe. Nah, we'll keep it like that. I'll still go with Blast Zone for now. But I'm kind of suspecting Rampaging Brontodon might have been a little more satisfying. One of them might have stuck around I get to attack. It's big, massive, finishing off the opponent. Maybe if there was a Sylvan Scrying. Ooh, it got worse. Well, it can't always be good. It's got to be bad at some point. Okay, that's definitely the keeper. One blast zone for sure. That looks lovely. Alright, here's hoping they don't have a you-know-what. Thoughtseize, turn 1. As long as they don't Sylvan Scrying, turn 2, grab Sunken Sid. Good. It's always a very scary thing when you have, well, a little bit of dicey moments early on. When you have one key thing, one thing for 2 mana that pretty much has to stay. And then they Thoughtseize it away and you're left scrambling, trying to make something happen. At the moment, they might be dead. As it is. Blossoming Tortoise next turn. We've got a Sunken and a Castle already. There you go. Enough for Ghalta, I would imagine. Although Go Blank is, well, that's pretty... Actually, that's not. What do I want in the graveyard? Lands. I have to save one for the turn, of course, but it's got to be Ghalta. Never mind, they exiled it. Okay. I laughed at myself for nothing. I forgot it also exiled the graveyard, which is... That's not nice at all.
Dang! Oh!
This is a load of barnacles.
At least I'm able to make 6 mana. I could play that Carnage Tyrant, which sadly one was milled by Blossoming Tortoise, and I would have been grabbing that Carnage Tyrant. That would have been the very next thing I draw. Oh, okay. I'll play Zopandrel for 4 lands, and that's a top deck if I've ever seen a top deck. Thumbs up, baby. Surprise. Pretty good. I like it. Now just hopefully they don't have too much removal, because in the blink of an eye, things got dire, deadly. Can play anything at this point. Don't really need Blast Zone. They have to have removal for Zopandrel, otherwise I think they're mostly done for. I love it. That Known Stranger, 100%. That's probably my favorite thing. They hover, they're like, how'd that happen? What's going on? They're losing their mind just looking at it. It is very, very satisfying indeed. Oh shoot, I made him big. Oh my. Well, I don't have any creatures, but hey, it's another big thing. Let's maybe lock things up. I imagine they would use removal on Zopandrel, but I can respond by paying 4 life to give it indestructible, sacrificing Ghalta and Blossoming Tortoise, so we'll see what they do. Hopefully I don't mill too many other creatures, but that's not fun. Ouch. Milling three good things. Not a pretty sight. Big ouchies, absolutely.
You have no power here.
They have nothing. Okay. Oh shucks, they fail to push the creature I don't need at all, whatsoever anymore. Might also have removal for it. Okay. I'll Ghalta? Zopandrel? Should be Zopandrel. Yeah, Zopandrel. What am I thinking? Zopandrel, I think, makes sense. We'll see. Big ouchies for myself, because I did mill a lot of good creatures that I would have preferred to keep. Oh boy. Oh, baby. Good. All right.
You won! You did it!
Hey, when you have so much stuff, when you can make so much mana all the time, you might as well have all your creatures all big. Anything you draw is good, is massive. Pretty straightforward idea right there. You don't need the little creatures, because obviously, there you go. But again, I was a little bit worried seeing 2 Tyrranax Rexes milled, 2 Carnage Tyrants. It felt pretty dire. There was a pretty low chance that I was going to be, well, a lower chance that I was going to be drawing one of the big guys. But when they're all good, it's all good, usually. And I did want to mention, the average mana value of this current list that I'm using tonight is 5.5. How insane is that? 5.5. Huh. Go to somebody that doesn't know what happens here and tell them, oh, I'm using an 18 land deck and the average mana value of the spells is 5.5. Oh, how are you making 18 work? That's insane. How many 1-drops do you have? Nothing. Well, Commune with Dinosaurs. But they're, oh man. It's fun. It's fun to explain it. Higher than your greediest ED. Okay. It's got to be something at least a little bit special. It's a small sample size tonight, but it's not a small sample size all the nights that I have used 18 lands. And I play it all day. That's a given. But again and again and again, just, who would have thought? I wouldn't have thought. But I'm pleasantly surprised that's the case. 5.5. I was looking at it today. I was like, what? That's a fun fact for people. Make them scratch their head. They're like, oh no, that can't work. That's too wacky. How about you load up regular Azorius Control? Let's face each other. Let's dance, buddy. Ooh. All right, I think I'll leave it there for tonight. I'll try and get a little bit more sleep, but I think it was a lovely presentation, lovely showing Rampaging Brontodon. That guy packs a punch. Easy enough. And I think it makes more sense than a couple thrashing, Sylvan Scrying, perfectly comfortable, trimming one copy to make enough for Rampaging, but it could be something other than Rampaging. Yes, it was. It was good stuff. Think about it. I could cut all 4 Rampaging, bring in some other creature that is 6 or 7 or 8. The possibilities are endless. It could be, well, yeah, it could be a lot of stuff. You get the idea. Search up creatures, put them in, you know it's going to work. Mix and match. Extra deadly. Extra deadly. Ooh, all right. Have a good rest of your time zone. Don't forget to take a bite out of that like button if you haven't already. And, yeah. See you next time. Peace. Oh, and join the Discord. Don't forget to join the Discord. Link in description.